So, first day of pre-season, how glad are you to be back?
Yeah, buzzing to get back in. I think it's been a long summer, a couple of months off, and I think from my point of view, and I'm sure most of the lads, it's just been about sort of wanting to get back in and get started really after, especially the way we ended the season. We want to just come back and hit the ground running really, and obviously today is just about getting in and getting a few bits of testing and stuff done before the real work starts. But we're all delighted to be back in.
And there's something that Gaffer had commented on earlier, is the amount of players who were doing work with the physio during the off season. It wasn't just a bunch of players going on their holidays. Everyone was keen to keep themselves in good shape and be ready for the coming season. Yeah,
you have to be. I think these days, I think that's one big thing that's changed, certainly from when I started playing, where you'd finish and especially some of the older pros there, you'd probably literally not do anything for the whole summer, come back and you're working the whole of pre-season to get fit from having lost it, whereas this sort of day and age you're always ticking over and keeping fit. So of course you have to have a little time to let your body recover from the rigours of a long season, but I'm sure like everyone else people have been on the running machines and out in the park and doing bits of work, so everyone looks like they've come back in really good nick. And as I say, we want to have a really good start to this season, and it starts in the off season really, making sure you're in as good condition as you can.
And the second half of last season was a real positive, particularly when Justin became head coach. That must give the side confidence going into the new season.
Yeah, for sure. We spoke about it briefly already today, and the one thing there won't be is any excuses. We've got a blueprint now. We've got a real solid squad, players that have been together, and obviously there'll be one or two additions to that, I'm sure. Likewise, one or two departures, as there always is, this time of the year. But we've got the bulk of the squad, and I think for the club in particular, certainly through my experience here and the time I was away, we haven't had that, that sort of continuous nature of the squad, and we're not all coming in. Everyone's got to get to know themselves, each other again, and we've already done that. So as I say, that should be something that we really use to give us a big push at the start of the season, and of course we'll help some of the newer lads get involved as quickly as possible, but there's enough of us here to really crack on.
And the two incomings that have come in the window so far, one of them very well, in Dale Gorman.
Yep, played with Dale obviously at Stevenage. Really good young player, a lot of ability, very tenacious, as I've seen a lot of times on the training pitch and in games. He doesn't mind a tackle, he'll get round the pitch, and great energy. I think he's a really good signing. Obviously, as I say, great age, and I think it's a good move for him coming to a club that, from our point of view, is looking to move forward, and I think it can really benefit him, and I think he can benefit the club with what he brings. So I'm sure that will prove to be a very good signing.
And similarly, James Alabi will be hoping to have a big impact as the new striker in the squad. There's a real depth of talent in all the positions now, isn't there?
Yeah, for sure. We've got that competition. I think that's one thing that really helped with the form. The second half of last year versus the first half, where if we had a first 11 out, we'd be okay, and then we got one or two injuries, and I don't think we quite had the depth to cover that really. Whereas I think the second half of the season, you had to look at people that weren't playing or weren't even on the bench to see how strong the squad was, and I think that natural competition keeps everybody's standards up. You can't afford to have bad games, because there's someone waiting to take your chance, and then if you do miss out for whatever reason, injury, form, whatever, suspension, then there's someone there waiting to come in, not only just to play, but to play at a really good level to keep you out of the team. So for any successful team, I think that's very important, and I'm sure the new signings, as I say, will add to that competition, and it's very healthy to have.
And the games are going to come quick and fast when we play Harlow next week. Are you looking forward to getting back into the swing of things?
Yeah, for sure. It's so you want to kind of get in the swing of things as quick as you can. Obviously, there's certain amount of ground work you've got to do, and sort of running and general fitness work, but I'm sure you ask most players, once the games start and the balls are out, and I think that's where the games come on a lot more now. Instead of just going out running up hills and around forests, which I get, and there's a time and a place for that. Character building, team building, stuff like that is great for that sort of stuff. But I think the way the game's come now with the technology involved, you can still work really hard, but with footballs involved. And I know obviously Mike's been working really hard on the pre-season programme, the fitness coach, and I'm sure we'll be flying fit by the time the season starts.
And just finally, the fixtures come out next week. That will really signal the start of the season, won't it? Yeah,
for sure. I think that's when you can really start looking at the games, and particularly whatever game the first one's going to be. It gives you a real sort of drive and a focal point to really aim for. So as I say, our main aim throughout pre-season is to get the fitness in, keep as many players fit as we can, obviously, and make sure that we're as fit as we can be come that first game, and we all want to get off to a good start.